gsxr750. I'm coming from a gsxr750. I absolutely love that bike. Unfortunately, 2 months ago, this happened to it. Now, I was already kind of looking for something else because I had been on that bike for a few years. I really liked it, but it just was lacking in a few areas that I was interested in exploring and kind of progressing with my riding. Prior to that, I was on a Ninja 650, and I also had and still technically do, a DRZ 400 Supermoto. I like the overall look of the bike. The 750 just kind of makes sense for what I'm looking to do. I live in a mountain area with a lot of twisty back roads, and honestly, a 1000cc just seems like a lot to try and kind of navigate on those back roads. It seems like I'd be more so trying to stay controlled versus on the 750, I'll be able to kind of let it go. Now, the gsxr750 hasn't been updated since 2011. I'm going to start throwing some things on this bike, which should allow it to feel a little bit more updated, but also make it a lot more enjoyable to ride. As you can see by the box of items over there, if you're interested in following along, throw a follow on there. I'm going to do point of view footage and kind of show you how to mod out all the things that I like to change on a bike when I get it. The gsxr750, even though it hasn't been updated since 2011, and everybody's biggest critique is that it has no technology, still has considerably more technology than the CBR600 that I'm coming from. There are 2 rider modes on there. It has a track timer that you can navigate on the clip-ons. It also has the rear slipper clutch, so you can kind of double downshift without having the rear wheel skip. The CBR would skip and bounce, and honestly it kind of made it a fun ride, but not necessarily the most smooth. I picked the gsxr750 after a really long kind of dive down a rabbit hole of middleweight bikes. Should I go to 1000s? What's the next move? I honestly really liked the Naked Class. It kind of made more sense with like riding and the comfort and what I kind of intended to do with the bikes. However, I just honestly couldn't be sold. The bikes that I was most between was going to be the CB1000 Hornet SP. I was also looking at the MT09 and MT10. I was looking at the gsxs1000, the gsxr750, and I was also looking at the Triumph 765 and the BMW S1000 single R. I'll have individual videos as to why I picked or why I did not pick those bikes. Each one of those videos will be a couple minutes long, and I'll just kind of dive into details of what I kind of learned going down the rabbit hole. What I will say is that at this point in time, there's a lot of these manufacturers that are producing bikes that just honestly aren't able to be ridden. You got Kawasaki's on their second recall with the 636. You got Honda, who right now with their 600, there's people all over the forums having issues with oil consumption on a bike that they haven't updated, which just speaks to production issues. And this bike, the gsxr750, is known for just being flat out reliable. Honestly, the most important thing to me when I go to ride my bike is that I turn the key and the thing starts. I am kind of a stickler for maintenance. I'm really tedious in terms of how I keep things up. Lack of rider tech really means absolutely nothing to me coming from the CBR600. And I honestly appreciate that. I enjoy the fact that it's very much just the rider and the machine and the road, and everything you're doing, it's kind of giving you that direct feedback with it. In the near future, I do intend to do a whole bunch of things to this bike. First one being the decal removal. For whatever reason, I just absolutely hate the blue purple into the red. So that'll be coming off. The reflectors will come off. I also have a race fit slip-on exhaust. It's a full titanium. Handmade out of the UK. It's going to take a few weeks to get here. I have a hanger for that so I can do a rear peg delete, a rear seat cowl, as well as the fender eliminator. I also have CRG shorty clip-ons and a zero gravity Mark 1 windscreen. And I'm also doing the tech spec tank grips. That'll be about all I do for season 1. The next year I'll probably go towards adding either headers or mid-pipe and then a tune to it. I know a lot of the world doesn't get these bikes anymore, which is an aspect that drew me to it. Long term, I look forward to kind of having a unique project that isn't overly common anymore. So yeah, that's how I ended up with the gsxr750. If you're interested in following along, getting more point of view footage for modding this bike and some of the riding stuff, let me know. I have done this before, and I've set up channels and usually set up pretty solid audio, video equipment on the bikes and give a really good experience for what it's like to actually ride. So far, I mean, I'm still in the break-in period, so I can't really open it up too much. It's also really cold out. I took it out today for about 20, probably trying to get back, kind of like physically and emotionally from the accident. So I'll dive into details on that as we go. And again,